In this session, we will look at the issue of making that final choice of a particular strategic option, right? Let's say that the strategic option that we are about to choose is one which requires market penetration. Now, you will recall from one of the earlier sessions that market penetration is a option where the company sticks to its present range of products and tries to increase market share, tries to increase margins, tries to earn more from the present market with the present range of products. Right. Now, if this is the strategic option that we are going to choose, then we need to ask certain questions. For instance, we need to ask, is it a growth market that we are looking at, right? And if it is a growth market, will sacrificing profit give further growth to the company? Okay, this is the question we need to ask, because what we are saying is that we will penetrate the market and we will get more profits. Sure, it is a growth market, but does it mean that we will be able to get more profits in the long term by sacrificing profits today? The second question, if it's not a growth market but it's a mature market, then we need to ask, if you want to drive out competition, reducing prices today, sacrificing profit today, will it help us to drive out competition, right? And therefore earn more profit in the future? And the third question is, can we increase the usage amongst our present customers through loyalty schemes, for instance, right? Or through further promotional schemes, right? So are we in a position to increase usage rates amongst our present customers? Now, these are the kinds of questions we need to ask if market penetration is the strategic option that we are about to choose. Now, on the other hand, if the strategic option that we are about to choose is market development. Now, you will recall, what is market development? Market development is a question of the company sticking to its present range of products but looking at newer markets in addition to the existing market. So growth is going to come from the newer markets. Now, if this is the strategic option that we are going to choose, then we need to ask questions like, are the new geographic areas easily accessible? For instance, if we are talking about a telecom company like Bharti Airtel planning to use the market development strategy to expand its revenue, and the option is to look at market development in the African continent, right? Then we need to ask, are these new countries we are planning to enter easily accessible? Are these countries such that the customers are easily accessible? Are these markets easily accessible? That's one kind of question we need to ask. Another kind of question we need to ask is the market ready for new package sizes, right? Because new package sizes can capture new markets. Can new distribution channels bring in customers? In the new markets that we are planning to enter, will we be using new distribution channels to bring in customers, or will we be using the same distribution channels we are using today? Are these distribution channels available in those new markets? Product packages, the new markets that we are talking about would require different product packages to be made, right? Now, are those product packages feasible for those new markets? So if we are looking at market development, we need to ask these kind of questions. On the other hand, if we are looking at product development as a strategic option that we are going to choose, then we need to ask, is the present market growing or is it a mature market? Because product development, that is adding some features to the product, for instance, right? Or coming up with a new product in the same market. It requires that the market be a growing market. If the market is a fast maturing market, then product development may not be an appropriate solution. Are competitors in the present market aggressive? This is another question we need to ask. Product development assumes that we will be in a position to gain market share from competitors. But are competitors in our market aggressive or are they docile? If they are aggressive, then our assumption that product development may lead to higher revenues, this assumption may not be correct. Right. Now, suppose the strategic option that we are going to choose is one which involves vertical integration, right? For instance, we are a company, an automobile company, okay? We are, let's say, Mahindra and Mahindra, and we are planning to manufacture the radiators which we today buy from a company in Chennai, but we are planning to manufacture these radiators ourselves. If that is the situation, right, then that's a kind of vertical integration, okay? So if we are in this kind of situation where we are going to manufacture something which we were buying till today, then we need to ask these kind of questions. One, does this new strategic option lead to a reduction in supplier bargaining power? Now you will recall when we did the Porter Five Forces model, supplier bargaining power depends primarily on how many suppliers there are. If there are few suppliers, then those suppliers have high bargaining power. On the other hand, if there are many suppliers, then the individual supplier has low bargaining power. Let's say we are talking about a supermarket chain like let's say the Futures Group, Biani, the Futures supermarket chain. If they are planning to grow vegetables themselves, right, is that a good idea from the point of view of supplier bargaining power? Now, today what do? They get vegetables from farmers. There are a large number of small farmers, so a large number of small suppliers. Hence, who has the bargaining power? The supermarket has the bargaining power, right? Now, in the new situation which they are planning to do, they will grow vegetables themselves. In that case, what will they be buying from outside? They will be buying fertilizer. Fertilizer companies, are there many fertilizer companies? No. There are a limited number of fertilizer companies. So when it comes to fertilizer, the supplier power is with the supplier. On the other hand, for vegetables, supplier power is with the supermarket. So the supermarket going into growth of vegetables is not a good idea. It's a bad idea. So vertical integration for the supermarket is a bad idea. Now let's look at stronger relationship with the consumer, right? Does vertical integration, does the option that the company is looking at, will it result in stronger relationship with the consumer? Okay. Let's come back to the automobile company. Automobile company says that we will manufacture our own carburetor. Now what happens? Yes, the cost may be marginally higher because they will be making fewer carburetors than a typical carburetor manufacturer who is making carburetors for a large number of companies. So because of lower economies of scale, their costs may be a little higher. On the other hand, they will be absolutely sure about quality, okay? And this will reflect in the quality of their final product, the quality of the engine. So the relationship with the consumer will improve. Therefore, this vertical integration is a good idea.